All right. Let's get started, everybody. All right. First of all, I want to welcome everybody to the what I like to call the Progressive Corner in the city of Detroit, Church of the New Covenant. If you didn't know, the pastor here who will be here to greet you a little bit later is Keith Ellison, the brother of, Brian Ellison, the brother of Keith Ellison, a congressman out of Minnesota who's actually from right here in the city of Detroit, blocks away from this location. And so I want to make sure that we all are gracious and grateful and appreciative of all of the great things that Pastor Ellison allows us to do here in his church. We've had multiple events here. He wants to make this church the progressive corner of Detroit in the social justice movement and the progressive movement. And so don't hesitate to visit him on Sundays at 11 o'clock. This church is important. And my name is Al Williams. I'm the founder and president of the African American Leadership Institute. Every year we have multiple events. One of the things that we are doing on a regular basis is working with the United Precinct delegates on training and recruiting more African Americans to become precinct delegates. So with that, let me ask, who in the room is a precinct delegate? We got a lot of them. Let's give yourselves a round of applause. Who in the submitted their paperwork? Alright. Okay. Alright. Everybody knows what to shout out. But who in the room wants to become a precinct delegate? Who in the room came today to become a precinct delegate? Alright. So if you have not picked up your application, I'm going to introduce to you the queen of precinct delegates, Tashana Gill. Tashana, raise your hand, please. She's the founder of the United Precinct Delegates, and if you haven't received an application to become a precinct delegate yet, make sure you stop by the front table to get one. The deadline to become a precinct delegate is May 8th. So after today, if you didn't come to become a precinct delegate and you want to become one, you can do that here. So real quickly, I'm going to talk a little bit about United Precinct Delegates and then what a precinct delegate is. And then I'm going to have the dean say a few words. I want everybody to give a round of applause to the dean of the house. Former state representative Fred Durhall is here, everyone. Let's give him a round of applause. If you ask me, he was the conscience of the state house while he was there. But the United Precinct Delegates was created in 2013. Our mission has been to support and promote precinct delegates throughout the state of Michigan, addressing political concerns of precinct delegates and their community, educating them about current political issues so that they can share with their community. Our immediate goal is to develop a strong precinct delegate infrastructure at the statewide level. This will allow us to focus our efforts on generating community empowerment, forming political policies, which will assist in improving education, public transportation, healthcare resources, and crime prevention in our community. That's a huge mission. Recruiting precinct delegates from around the state is not easy. And so I want to also introduce to you a couple of people who have traveled, precinct delegates who have traveled all the way from Grand Rapids to be here with us today. Mr. Wesley, would you and your father raise your hand, please? So we got Grand Rapids in the house. Do we have anybody from Oakland County in the house today? All right, Oakland County in the house. All right, we got anybody from Washtenaw County in the house? Okay, Washtenaw County. And I know we got Wayne County in the house. Raise your hand. So just today, Macomb County in the house. Let's get Macomb County. Anybody else from any other county? Livingston County in the house. Let's get any other county? Anybody else? All right. So as you can see, There are a number of counties represented right here in this room. And we won't stop there. Last week, United Precinct delegates was in Mesquite, as well as Flint, talking to precinct delegates and elected officials, delivering water to the residents of Flint, because we all know one of the issues that we face across the country is the affordability of clean water. The affordability of water, period. And in the state of Michigan, not only do we have issues in Flint, and if you haven't been there to support those residents, you better get started now, because that problem is also spreading. Now we have problems in Highland Park and in the city of Detroit where they're finding lead in our water. So as current county commissioner, former state rep and state senator used to say, Martha Scott used to say, if it ain't you today, it'll be you tomorrow. So stand up and fight for clean water. It's an issue that we need to fight for every single day. Now, real quickly, I want to bring up, I want to do two things. I want to bring up the dean and say a few words, and then we're going to move on with the program. State Representative Fred Durhall, the dean of the House.
First of all, I want to welcome all of you to this forum. It's extremely important because you have the power. You are the undergirding of the democratic process. And never forget that. Because without you, we don't carry the votes that we need to carry to be able to have the kind of legislative power that we need to have, particularly in this state. So I'm glad to see you here. I would hope that you will get some inspiration out of today that will make you get out there and knock on these doors and get your neighbors in your precincts to come out and vote. As you know, we have the wrong president at the wrong time because of the fact that some of us stayed at home. We cannot afford to do that anymore. As a former dean of the Michigan House of Representatives, I'm honored to be able to introduce to you just a couple of my colleagues, Senator Coleman Young, and as a father, I am blessed to have my son, Fred Durhall III, who is a member of the House of Representatives presently and currently is running for senator. Fred. And if I don't mention the little colleague of mine who's hanging out with me today, 8 years old, wants to be precinct delegate and then state rep, and then state senator, and then mayor, Charles Durhall. One last thing. When I was chair of the Black Caucus for the Michigan legislature, we partnered with some of our other states who have members across the country. One of the people that we were able to talk to years ago was a little young lady by the name of Nina Turner, who was running around there in Ohio, where my mom used to be born from, and she was elected to the legislature. And we didn't do a whole lot of talking, but did call her a couple of times. We did talk about some issues. I am pleased to know that she is here today, continuing the work that needs to be done. One of the things about ex-politicians is that you never get out of the political realm. You move, fade into other areas, and you can do different things. Nina is a real good person who has followed not only what she believes in, but what she fights for on a daily basis. Let's give her a hand.
Yes.
Before I run out of air, I'm just going to sit down and watch. Thank you.
And let's give him another round of applause. Now about to say a little more about what the United Precinct Delegates does. I'm gonna bring up the queen of the Precinct Delegates, the founder of the United Precinct Delegates, Tashana Gill. Come on up.
Hello. I don't like doing this.
You don't like doing it.
But I have to do it. I'm more so behind the scenes, on the phone, and computer organizing. I don't like this part of it. In order for me to do this part right, I have to call Lena Thompson up here. She is the communications director for United Precinct Delegates. Malia Howard is our super duper trainer. Come on, no, you gotta come to it. None of us like this. And Al B.J. Williams, please come here. So, I'm gonna make this really quick. If you have one of these, this is very important. To anybody in this room that's an organizer, a precinct delegate, active, anything. We have free classes. We travel around the state and train for free. How to, their basic history. What is your job as a precinct delegate? Voter engagement, GOTV, in your precinct. That's how to walk your precinct. We literally walk with you to knock the doors because everybody is not comfortable with it. You get your maps free, and the voters in your area free. We do van training, how to organize for a convention. We have taken over a lot of caucuses at convention this way, right? Robert's Rules of Order, writing legislative policy, which is very important. Working on campaigns. Becoming a candidate, legislative process, and this year we start moving precinct delegates from becoming precinct delegates and being paid on campaigns. So, yes, all of this is great, the speeches, but I want people to know how to organize. This is what matters, how to connect with people in your neighborhood, and that it actually makes a difference. Lena Thompson, the addition to UPD, this girl right here has changed my world. Because I sit at home on the phone and organize computer-wise and all that stuff, but she takes it to a whole nother level. We have a TV station, whatever it's called, I don't know, she will let you know. We have a YouTube channel. We have a grassroots app, all created by Lena Thompson, which has helped us grow statewide. This is why we're able to go up north and organize because of her. I want everybody to know how much I am so thankful for this girl. All right, thank you. Malia Howard.
Ditto.
Malia Howard is going to be leaving me because she has another job. Oh,
I'm not leaving.
but that's what happens.
She's being exaggerating.
We're still partners. You can never leave me, by the way. Anyway, Malia Howard is a super duper trainer. She trains all our precinct delegates. She does the stuff that I don't like, the legislative policy stuff. She doesn't mind standing up in front of people and actually training them. So,
You're not leaving here.
yes, you are. Anyway, you have the point of a group. You have to, in a group, the group needs to always give you something. Never be a part of a group where it does not benefit you. You are supposed to give to the group, and the group is supposed to give you something back. If it's not that way, you're wasting your time. If you are around us, we want to build you up. We want to encourage you to start your own business. You go off, but guess what? We still connected. Wherever she starts helps all of us. So she's not really leaving me?
I'm not leaving, but I'm leaving.
Okay. This is the
6 months. I'm leaving.
best part. Al B.J. Williams. Al B.J. Williams is, I know, it's an experience. Brilliant. If you want to win or do anything in politics, he knows Michigan like the back of his hand. We do not agree on everything, and yes, we argue all the time. Today we argue. But we have done wonderful things together. I will not be where I am if it wasn't for the arguments and the counseling and all that good stuff. He's very, very, very important to me, and that's hard to say right now. This is the first time he's here, but he is. So this paper is important. Our emails, our Facebook. If you want us in your county, we're there. We find the venue. If you want to host any candidate, we do not. Yes, I support certain candidates, and you know that. But when it comes to UPD, our offices are open to any event, any candidate, anyone. If you're a precinct delegate and you want to do an event for Fred Durhall, and I encourage that very much, guess what? You can use our office and host the event. We buy the food, we give you the space, it's there. So if you see candidates in here you want to support, we encourage you to do house parties. Some people don't know how. 3 people up here you can contact. We will help you do it. It's free. We want, the benefit we get is people voting. The benefit we get is you actually being active. The best candidate will win. So that's not, I'm not scared, okay? Because I know I'm gonna do my job. Just hope you do yours.
Right. Let's give her another round of applause. So I want to recognize real quick, and then we're going to bring up current state representative Fred Durhall for a special surprise tribute. But I want to recognize from State Representative Jewel Jones' office. His chief of staff is here. Let's give him a round of applause. You didn't know Jewel Jones is the youngest elected state representative in the country.
Yes.
Was elected as the youngest. I think he's still one of the youngest, if not the youngest. Doing great work out of Inkster. We also want to recognize Hope for America. Tamika Gaines is here.
Super important. She helps our young people. Like with mentorship programs, trades, skills, and all that stuff, she gets them locked in. Every college is not for everybody. Right. She saves our young kids that's out there doing that stuff. Support.
Hope for America. All right, so real quick, the history of precinct delegates real quick is very important to just sort of put this out there. At one time, precinct delegates were the most powerful elected position in the state of Michigan, and it actually still is. On the Republican side, and we'll be nonpartisan here, but everybody knows I'm gonna push the vote. But on the Republican side, you don't get nominated statewide at a convention by just anybody. The only people that can nominate statewide candidates, from lieutenant governor, secretary of state, Supreme Court, all of the university boards, on the Republican side, precinct delegates nominate those individuals, not just anybody. It used to be that way in the Democratic Party in the state of Michigan, where precinct delegates had the power to nominate statewide elected officials on the Democratic side. 10 years ago or so, that changed to open it up to all party members, which is great. It gets more people engaged in the party. But we cannot forget the power of precinct delegates. In 1988, Jesse Jackson ran for president. Got more votes in the state of Michigan than any other place in the country. That was because of the power of precinct delegates coming together on a grassroots level. It was remiss, but I can remember in this, I don't remember, but I remember the stories about the 70s, the class of 73. Mayor Young was elected to mayor because of the power of precinct delegates. Al Sharpton, when he ran for president, got more delegates from the state of Michigan than anywhere else in the country because of the power of precinct delegates. We're a powerful group. We just need to make sure that people know their power. Precinct delegates know their power. Organizers know their power. And I don't know about you, but in the state of Michigan, I am tired of losing. And the reason why I believe that we lose so much is because our grassroots community and precinct delegates haven't recognized or used their power well enough. And so today we're going to start that. And so without further ado, we're about to get to the program, but I want to do something special. Couple things I need to do. There's some hosts and sponsors that I need to mention, and I would like for you to stand up if you are a part of this group. It's the Progressive Caucus in the house today. Thank you so much. Anyone from the Progressive Caucus, please stand up. We want to give you a round of
You
applause.
gotta stand up for much more because you did a fabulous job. You already know what you guys did.
There's the Grassroots Caucus here today.
That's us.
That's
Hey, we do whatever we gotta do to have, so you can see us on the internet.
The new Black Progressive Caucus and our revolution of Detroit is here today. Please stand up.
You're not gonna see
Revolution for Detroit now. And then also, the Cannabis Caucus is here today. I want to make sure that they're represented. All right, so let me just say, we just came out of a Democratic convention a couple of weeks ago, and those new members to the party, those new organizers, the Progressive Caucus, the Cannabis Caucus, the New Black Progressive Caucus, our revolution of Detroit now, they did some amazing work, and did something that really has not been done in years at a convention, and they beat back the establishment. Flat out. Went in there, organized humanity, brought in new members to the party,
over 6,000.
and got someone elected, Dana Nessel, the endorsement.
Yes.
Of the party. That's grassroots organizing at its finest.
Yes.
You need to look no further than what just happened at the Democratic convention. The lines were long. It took hours to vote. And every single caucus, every single congressional district was packed. Literally. We need more organizing just like that. And my hat goes off to those organizations. That's why you're here today. That's why we really wanted you to be a part of this. We want to work together with the new Black Progressive Caucus, the Grassroots Caucus, the Cannabis Caucus, and the Progressive Caucus, and of course, our revolution for Detroit now, to move forward and get more people organized, get more people active, and bring more people into the fold so we can beat back the establishment and stop losing in Michigan.
Yes. Yep.
You want to say a few words? From the Progressive Caucus.
Hi, well, that was a very tough act to follow. But that's okay. Well, I'm the vice chair of the Progressive Caucus. My name is Ayman Kafaji. You'll get it by the second time. I am Egyptian, Arab, Muslim, American, and I'm proud to be all four. I did not feel included anywhere in the Democratic Party as much as I do feel included in the Progressive Caucus. So I was very surprised for folks to call the Progressive Caucus racist when I'm the vice chair, but that's okay. I have to say, that being in the basement of one of the black churches, I feel very, very grateful because I would not have been here. I would not have been able to immigrate to this country if it was not for the civil rights movement. I teach my son that we would not be able to say that we are Muslims if it was not for Malcolm and Muhammad Ali. Yes. The Progressive Caucus existed for a while, but in the last Democratic Party elections, 2017, we were able to put new blood in the Progressive Caucus, and for the first time we are endorsing folks in the primaries. So we are very, very proud of the endorsements we made. We are very proud of endorsing the first openly gay statewide candidate, Dana Nessel. And we stand by that endorsement. We are very proud to have endorsed Abdul, and the same candidate endorsed by our revolution. Other than the endorsement process, we endorsed it in many local races all around the state, and we're still having the endorsement process open for folks to apply. Yes?
I need your help to get rid of Jonathan Killock in the 13th.
Yes, absolutely.
We're here.
Last, we are also opening chapters. We are opening chapters for the Progressive Caucus. I talked with a couple of folks about Detroit, opening a chapter in Detroit. So if you are interested in getting involved, please contact me. We can talk afterwards, and we can start a chapter in Detroit for the Progressive Caucus. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. So real quick, I want to recognize a couple people who've been able to make it. I know they've had a busy day. You got State Representative Latanya Garrett is in the house. And State Senator Ian Conyers is also here. Let's give him a round. All right. And then I want to make sure that we tell you guys that we do have some food in the back. Some pizza back there for you. I know it's lunchtime, and so I ain't gonna tell you you gotta eat it, but if you want some, if you're hungry and would like some lunch, you can have it. Okay, so next we're gonna bring up Harry from Our Revolution for Detroit Now.
Hey everybody. My name is Henry Mayers. They call me Magnus. I'm part of a Progressive Caucus. I'm part of a Cannabis Caucus. And I'm also part of Revolution for Detroit Now. And let me tell you a little bit of background. In 2016, I worked on the Bernie Sanders campaign out of New Mexico. And I was a delegate to the Democratic National Convention. And I was upset. And I walked out. And I refused to accept the fact that Bernie had the system rigged against him. And I exited from the Democratic Party. And the only reason that I came back to the Democratic Party in Michigan, and only in Michigan, I still haven't done it to the DNC, is because of this woman right here. Because before her, there was a man named Jeff Weaver who was not exactly doing what should have been done with our revolution, but Miss Nina Turner was the one who changed the direction of our revolution. Now, my big thing is that we have too much corporate Democrats in office, and we have too many people out there who accept it and just will not vote and will not make changes because they don't think they can. I have many friends of mine who were also part of a Dem Exit movement, and they all said to me, "Why are you wasting your time?" And I said, because I believe in Nina. I believe in her direction, and her direction is that we are going to take over the Democratic Party one state at a time. We're not going to take it over by sitting in the background. We're not going to take it over by being quiet. We're going to take it over by bringing in new members like we did at the MDP nominating convention, and we brought in 2,700 new members to the Michigan Democratic Party. And those people made the difference. They were the ones that changed the direction. Everybody was telling us Pat Miles was going to be the nominee. We told them, we don't give a blank about it. I got to remember I'm in a church. Even the Egyptian Jew in me has to remember I'm in a church. Anyways, I want you to know that the direction of our revolution, the direction of Revolution for Detroit Now, is to make sure that the candidates that we bring in front of a people stand for a litmus test. Ms. Turner said that Medicare for all should be part of a litmus test. I've got an even bigger one. $15 an hour minimum wage.
Right.
Litmus test. I don't want to hear about incremental changes. I want to hear about $15 minimum wage. I want to hear about the fact that there is free college education for all. We no longer have to burden people for centuries, or so it seems, centuries with debt to get educated for what was once free to everybody. We need to make sure that I'm being told to hurry it up, so I'm going to. It's very funny how you do that. There's one more thing you guys have to do. You have to stand for the principles. If you don't stand for the principles, you'll fall for the lies. And that's what we've got to start doing. Revolution for Detroit Now. Go to our Facebook page, join us, be part of a movement, and start fighting back. Right on.
All right, now we're going to bring up Jessica Finch from the Cannabis Caucus, and you are the new chair for the Detroit Metro Cannabis Caucus. Jessica Finch, everybody.
I want my t-shirt.
So I was not prepared to speak. I cannot follow with Henry's passion, although I am pretty passionate. You know, the fact that the Democratic Party sanctioned a cannabis caucus is a pretty big deal. It's very progressive, and our goal as a caucus is to make sure that we play our part in ending this racist, unjust drug war. We can start it by legalizing cannabis. We're going to work really hard to make that happen in November. And the other part of the Cannabis Caucus is to make sure that we in Michigan and those people who have been hurt by the drug war or jailed by the drug war or had their life ruined by the drug war get to come back in and play. And so I have not spent time in jail for cannabis. I have not had my life ruined by cannabis. But I know that there are probably people in here who have. So the Democratic Party sanctioned a cannabis caucus. We just got our board elected. We are starting regional chapters, and we're going to make it happen here in Michigan, making sure that we're ending this racist drug war and that Michiganders get to play. And there's a little bit of reconciliation for the harm that has happened to us. Yes.
Thank you. All right, and I think one of the things I want to do is I want to bring up Tashana Gill real quick, and then all the kids in the room. I want to make sure that, I want you guys to come on up. I want to make sure that all the kids in the room get a picture with Senator Nina Turner.
Oh,
yeah. It wasn't my idea, but I think it's a great idea. Don't give me credit. But I think it's a great idea. So if the kids can start coming on up, we want to make sure that you get a photo. But last but not least, here to close it out, before everybody eats,
Am I closing it out?
yeah.
And tell people where to put their
Oh,
application.
so if you filled out a precinct delegate application, Malia, please raise your hand so they can give it to you. And she will turn it in. Well, you do not have to be a precinct delegate to be involved or get any free things that we give away from United Precinct Delegate. You just have to want to be active. That's it. We will suck you in later to become a precinct delegate. It always happens. Did he announce? Javion, stand up. Who are you representing?
Real fast, it's
Okay.
good afternoon, y'all. My name is Javion Johnson. I'm Chief of Staff for State Representative Jewel Jones.
Who is George Jones?
The youngest ever elected in Michigan history, state representative. Thank you, Tashana. But we're just looking for your support. We're looking for you to get all of your young people engaged and involved. I'd like to see all the young faces in here and all the different faces in here as well. And we just continue to ask for your support as we support you all as well. We represent the cities of Inkster, Garden City, Westland, Livonia, and Dearborn Heights. So thank you.
So real quick, we got 2 elected officials who didn't get a chance to say a few words. So Senator Ian Conyers, could you come on up?
Hey, we fired up United Precinct delegates. I'm happy to be here today. I'm State Senator Ian Conyers. I represent about a third of Detroit, Lincoln Park, Allen Park, and Southgate, Detroit and Downriver. When we come together, we realize our issues are the same. People going through it on the east side, people going through it downriver, our issues are the same. And I refuse to believe that we have to accept a lower level of service and endure it like it's some act of God because of where we live. We don't have to live this way. We don't have to endure. When you come outside and you see a tree has fallen after a storm, that's the Lord. That's something that we have to deal with. When you have lower levels of service from police, when you have lower levels of service from government, that is not a decision made by the Lord. That's a decision that has been enacted by a person that you elected, that we elected, and that we can send out if they don't do the right job. So from Lansing to DC to all over the planet, it's the people that need to come together right now. There's no doubt it's a civil rights movement. People are in the streets. Back in the day, it was jobs, justice, and peace. But when you unpack that, it's not only political justice, it's economic justice. So I'm going to work each and every day. I've been working for you as a state senator. When Al B.J. Williams announced me back in the day, he said maybe state rep, maybe state senator, who knows? And he had the vision to see that when we invest in the next generation, we can get a lot of work out of them. So with your support, we'll continue to fight. I see Mr. Durrell here, the representative, the dean of the Michigan House. People forget 10 years in there. And he's been a great guiding light for us as well. So thank you today. It's an honor to be here. Y'all don't know about how long she's been fighting. Oh man, Nina, when I was in 2012 down in Warren, Ohio, when she was a state senator, she encouraged me to go home and step up for my own people. So I'm following her footsteps. And I think that all of us here today need to give her a huge round of applause for coming to Detroit. Because it wasn't long ago that protesting and coming to Detroit was where you came to get your bootstraps and march all around this country. So thank you to Shauna, Malia, and Al for always keeping the people on justice. Elena.
All right.
I didn't see Elena. There she is.
Thank you all. Real quick announcement, we do have a notary here, so if you have your application filled out, Tanisha, could you raise your hand? She'll notarize your application today, and it will be handed in as early as Monday to be submitted to the Wayne County Clerk's office. And then State Representative LaTanya Garrett, you want to say a few words? You're actually in her district, State Representative LaTanya Garrett.
I serve in House District 7. Going into my last term, three of my focus points has been jobs, employment, equal pay across the board. Men and women should make the same amount. And environmental issues. So one of your litany tests I heard brought up earlier, I want you to make sure that your candidates believe that water is a human right. All right? Tonight over at the 14th Congressional District headquarters on Livernois, I am hosting. It was originally for the precinct delegates that reside in House District 7. But if you have some people that could not make it to this meeting and they're still interested in becoming a precinct delegate, just send them over and they will get the paperwork and it'll be notarized and we'll be able to submit it as well. And that's just to spill over so that we are not missing anyone. Some people have not been able to make it here, so we just want to make sure every household is touched, because let me tell you, when a state rep or a senator has the ability to work with various precincts, things get done. We work together. So thank you for this time. Any questions you may have for me, I'll be in the back for a couple seconds.
All right, I think that's it, everybody. Thank you for coming. We truly appreciate you. And I want all the kids to come up front and take this picture with Senator Nina Turner. Thank you.